All week, every day of the week, I wait for Thursdays. Because I don't work on Thursdays, at least not as a librarian. I can be a writer, a full-time writer, which is my dream. But then Thursday comes and, well, I'm kind of lazy, or super tired, or maybe I'm super productive, but I have the biggest imposter syndrome and feel like I'm doing nothing. But here is a Thursday. I get out of bed at 8:30, take a big breakfast, and then I go back to bed up until noon. I just scroll through social media, I read, and I wait for lunch. So this morning I first read book 2 of Cosmonauts by Anna Temple, my favorite queer graphic novel. And then I spent time on Twitter, Threads, and Instagram answering writers' questions and asking my own, and thanking and being grateful for the writing community that we have that really help us sometimes when we doubt ourselves. And then finally it was noon. And instead of eating lunch, I decided that I would be brave enough to fight anxiety and go to the library because I had book to bring back, and I decided that I would not borrow more books because I have a lot of books at home. But I borrowed more books. I'm weak. Lately, I've been having an obsession for cookbooks. I usually don't cook because I have a lot of fear and anxiety surrounding not only food, but cooking. I feel like cooking is making myself in danger. I could set something on fire, I could get hurt and call an ambulance, I could flood the whole building, and so cooking and feeding myself has been pretty complicated lately, and I decided that it was time for me to cook myself something else than pasta with cheese, even though I do love pasta and cheese. But I decided that maybe I could do more. And I started doing more, and I'm really proud of myself. And now I'm very obsessed with cookbooks. Then I made pasta with cheese. Because I'm weak, I told you. It was 2 p.m. already, and I ate my pasta in front of Catfish, in front of an episode that I've seen like maybe 100 times, because MTV France seems to have like only 20 episodes of the show and keeps airing the same one over and over and over again. And I know what you're thinking. 2 p.m., when is she gonna start writing? Well, right after lunch. It's 2:30, almost 3, and I'm only starting. But I feel safe, I feel fresh, and I feel ready. First, I have a few emails to answer. I answered an email from a reader who sent me an email about my book Toi-moi l'Apocalypse a little while ago, and I was too scared and too anxious, too socially awkward to answer, but I found the strength to do it on this special Thursday. It wasn't a special Thursday, but I answered that email, so it felt special. Then I answered another email about maybe collaborating to a project in order to help a family in Palestine with my books. They contacted me. I sent it back questions to know how this was going to work, but it is very important to me, so I really hope this happens. And then I'm in contact with a bookshop who wants to invite me for a book signing. I mean, they've already invited me I booked a train ticket. I don't know how to say that. Everything is ready. Everything is happening, which is terrifying. I'm super terrified and super anxious about this. But yeah, this is happening. We are just in contact to try and talk details and who am I as a writer and stuff like that. So yeah, 3 emails. I was so productive. You know, answering emails is not easy for me. So answering 3 emails in less than an hour is taking a lot of energy, social energy, out of me, and I was very proud of it. And then I started to write my book, to work on my book. I never talk much about my work because I'm too scared, not for my ideas to be stolen, but I'm scared of people judging me and telling me that what I do is bullshit. And also because I do give up on projects a lot, and I feel like if I talk about something and people get excited or start caring about it, then I betray them when I give up on it or when I take a break on the project. But basically, I'm working on a romance novel, which is kind of new for me. Trois mois et l'Apocalypse turned out to be a romance novel when it wasn't really in the first place, and I kind of liked working on it. So I really want to go back to my love for werewolves, and I started writing a queer romance with werewolves. It was supposed to be cozy fantasy, it was supposed to be cozy with supernatural creatures, and it ended up being what I do best, if I can say, where it's with a lot of drama and with a lot of conspiracy theories and a lot of rebellion against a system that is not working, a lot of prophecies and legends, and of course an enemies to lovers because that's all I can write, and about people who want to change their destinies, and slowly but surely, I don't know, it ended up being very long. I'm on chapter 17 and I feel like I've barely wrote anything about this universe. So I think that I need to split it in 2 books. And I also think that it's going to be a very, very slow book. Like, it's not going to be something with a lot of action and a lot of plot twist, even though I do have a big plot twist in mind for the end of book 1. But I feel like it's going to be a book where the rhythm is going to be pretty slow. And I feel like a lot of people are not gonna like it. And I do feel like it's a project that probably will never be published. But since I worked on Trois mois et l'Apocalypse for 8 months with my editor, it's been hard for me to write. I think I'm in some sort of writing burnout. And so working on something that might not work is actually pretty easy, pretty peaceful, because I just don't care. It's still very hard to write. It feels like I have never wrote in my life. It's very difficult. It takes a lot of energy from me. I feel like I suck. I feel like I blew my chance with Trois mois et l'Apocalypse and I will never be published again. Imposter syndrome a lot. But writing like I don't care, like when I was a teenager writing fanfictions about the Jonas Brothers, it makes it feel a little bit easier. And honestly, I do feel like I am not working a lot. I do feel like I am very slow, but I ended up with 17 chapters already. And I plotted until chapter 20, up to chapter 20, I think. So maybe I'm doing better than I think. Now, no pressure at all, but I am a writer who tracks her word count. I used to do it on a certain website for a certain writing challenge, but they don't deserve our attention anymore. So now I'm working on Excel, and it helps me see how I work. It helps me stay focused, it helps me stay motivated, and it helps me see how my novel grows and how my writing grew this year. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, but yeah. It helps me feel like a writer. No pressure. You don't have to track your words, Do you. And this is my current writing playlist, which on this video, on this rush, is almost 23 hours long, and since then it is more than 23 hours long. I think I have a problem. As I said, I am on chapter 17, and it hasn't been easy to write it. It's a chapter that, I don't know, it scared me a lot because it's an important chapter for my plot. I still haven't finished it. It's Saturday, and I didn't write half of it, and I've been working on it for almost a week now. I did everything to avoid that chapter. I wrote a little bit of chapter 21, I think, an idea that I had. I wrote a dialogue, only the dialogue, without the narration, of between two characters that I want to fall in love and who are flirting, two secondary characters. And yeah, everything I could do to avoid chapter 17. To be honest, I think I'm scared to write. I'm scared to not be able to do it by myself anymore, because I work with an editor for 8 months for Toi-moi l'Apocalypse. I feel like I can't do it by myself anymore, and that is a feeling that really hurts my feelings. So, and I've been stuck for a very long time now. Even before Toi-moi l'Apocalypse, I've been struggling for almost 2 years now with having a lot of ideas but not being able to write them because I feel like I'm not good enough, and this is very painful. And that's not who I want to be, because I keep telling other writers that first, you don't have to be good at something to do it, and then you need to be bad first in order to grow and to learn. And your first draft will be bad. Your first draft will at least be the worst version of your book, and that's okay, because you can still rewrite it, you can still ask for help then with better readers. Like, you can always make a book better, but for that you need the book to exist. And this is an advice that I keep giving and giving and giving and giving, but when it comes to me, I can't listen to it, especially lately, and I really hate myself for that, really. So I really hope that I won't give up on this book, because I feel like there is something here that I want to say, that I want to tell. And I know that it's not like bestseller material. I know it's not the best book of my career, and honestly, I honestly think that it's not worth publishing. I might try it, but I don't think it will work. Again, because of the rhythm. But I want to believe in it, and I want to believe in me, and these two things are very, very hard for me. However, I'm proud to say that on this specific and special Thursday, I was very productive. So I rewarded myself with a pizza, and don't worry, I did eat the old pizza and out of the box. I just wanted a nice shot for the video. Then I prepared my bag, my clothes, and my food for the day after, for when I would go back to work. Did my hair, which I almost shaved again, and then I decided that I was too lazy and too tired for that. Did my skincare routine, took a shower, brushed my teeth, put on some nice and comfy pajamas, and then I played video game for hours. I am obsessed with this indie video game called Die in a Dungeon, which you can find on itch.io. And when I say that I'm obsessed, I am obsessed. And I'm well aware that this is just a demo. It's not the full game. The full game can be found on Steam, but I'm already obsessed with the demo. Like, I play it every night since I found it. And I'm not really good at it, but you don't need to be good at something to love it. That's today's lesson. Thank you for watching this very stupid video, and please keep writing. Bye.